we will. Nwero na nwero ka ọ ga-adị ọ na-adị nụrụ onye na-adịrị ya ga-adịrịrị ya ụwa bụ etu a ka ọ dị mụwado ego iru ebe ọ bụla ị nọ pụtakwa eyetego anyị niile ịdọnye iru ka anyị lụọ ya ka esi alụ ya UD automobiles mụwa fụrụ ịma na-edonyere iru iwetego na you're highly welcome onwe dị gịwa bụ onye izi mfu ya Anthony Chukwuma donyekwu iru King latest nwa man like Bush believe mgbabo to God man like Bush all the way from Philippines enwe men all over adịmakọ ka ha si akọ onye creativity ka ife na-eme Chibuike ọgụ anya Anthony Chukwuma from London eji nwa nkwọ Chinedum Uncle Prince Onwukwe Henry Ndubisi man like Bush believe mgbaba nwanne nwaanyị Wilfred Chukwudi Emmanuel afọ Henry Ndubisi Ike Ihioha Mvene Collins okay Mvene bụ afa ndị Enugu. Yes, I guess Enugu na Mvene, right? Big engine Chigozie Son Chris Sunday Emeka Wisdom Mvete Collins okwekwute m ya France nwanne edoghị iro nwede Machiavelli Link Somabu Ijo Ikenna Uche Blessing Big Brown Uche Blessing kefene Sahir Agawa Va Williams na-enwekwa people na TikTok men na donye iru sharp nike Rose Nwanegbu onye na-akpụrụla by this time malụ na anyị ka na-apụta kere wetin you gain olela ahụ kemgbe nke abalị a kere ya ala ahụ n'abalị a Liverpool Man City 2017-2018 season. Wow, cracker, you never walk alone. Big engine Frank Obunike whoop their ass, man. Nwagu Chidera Bryce Sky Frank Obunike Joseph Nwaga Valentine Ikenna onye bụ Chichedrak mụ afụgorili afụ comment ya ọ bụ nne m Frank Obunike Wupez Blaze Foodie Hub Abobi Loco nwa na-akpọ Bobby Loco mgbe ahụ Bobby Loco mama nọzikwa ya Dayo Akinyemi Collins Ugoja Saint Obi Blackie Amuku Joseph Ijo Ikenna Hero Funds nwanne Bobby Loco ọ bụ nne m anyway abalị a mụnwa ya adọ ya too much o nwere one topic ya nji wee bịa ịmara nwanne echi bụ ụka otu anyị tinyere ya n'abalị a ndị niile na-eje ụka nọkwa nso a na-anụkwa ife anyị na-ekwu nwa ozi ọnwa na anyị na-ebusi ya na-aga na nkuku niile every corner every direction until mmụọ niile jụrụ echegharịa si n'ebe a fa nọ wee chigharịkwuo not only ka ichegharịa no chegharịa ma chigharịa ị ga-emefe ekpe n'ikpe na ezi omume oge angụ dati na-ekwuo na mgbe onye na-emebi iwu si na mmebi iwu nke o mebiworo wee chegharịa ma mee ihe ekpere n'ikpe na ezi omume na ya onwe ya ga-eme ka mkpụrụ obi ya dị ndụ enwe ncheki ya gịnị bụ ife ekpelụ n'ikpe who knows gịnị bụ ife ekpelụ n'ikpe anyway ọkụ ma amụrụ mma ọ dị welit ka nje gbanyekwu ọkụ ọzọ oke ọ kafe na oke ndị nọ na Facebook ka mgbantekwa olu na ọkụ a yes my face don't show now mbutukwu onye pure nwoke gịnị ka ịma bụ ife ekpelụ n'ikpe o nwere ife ya na-akpọ okwu ekwuchalụ ṅụọ iyi ife dị n'agbata ife jikọrọ mụ na gị o nwere ife jikọ mụ na gị onye bụ ife ekpe n'ikpe maka ekpesịrị ikpe debio na onye ife abind mụ na gị etu a n'Igbo dị ewesị gị chegharịa na mgbe onye na-emebi iwu maka na ọ bụrụ na ị mere ife ekpe n'ikpe na ị na-emebi iwu na-ege ntị nwaanyị akpọrọ quotation ya na Baịbụl mana ama na ọ dị na Baịbụl mgbe onye na-emebi iwu si na mmebi iwu abụ m onye Anglican before ọ sị na mgbe onye na-emebi iwu si na mmebi iwu nke o mebiworo chegharịa wee mee ihe ekpere n'ikpe na ezi omume ị na-emekwa ihe ekpere n'ikpe ị na-emekwa ezi omume na gị onwe gị ga-eme ka mkpụrụ obi gị dị ndụ ọ sọrọkwa gị na gị onwe gị ga-eje eluigwe ife okwu bụ na gị onwe gị ga-eme ka mkpụrụ obi gị dị ndụ ebe a ka ihe niile anụnwa bidoro ebe a ka ọ ende it shows na achị ikpe gị ikpe ahụ si na a ga-ekpe on the last day a ga-ekpe gị ikpe according to ebe isi pụta ife dị aka si na nkụ dị na mba na-egalụ mba nni ịghọtago o nwere ife obodo ji dị ebube o nwere ejiri mara ndị o nwere onye ị ga-ebi n'obodo ya o nwere asụsụ ya na-akparị gị maka na ịda anụ ya amamikpe edeela ya ọ chụọ onye asụọ nke ị ga-anụ ka ọ ga-abụ onwe ife ị ga-asesa anya mana ọ kpacha anya na-akparị gị mbọsị a ga-ekpe ikpe a ga-agwụ ya n'iso na ndị na-emebi afọ obodo a maka na ka isi akparịgharị ndị mmadụ na-eteki advantage maka na fada anụ efe ị na-asụ so mgbe ọ bụla a chọrọ ịjọ ọjị gị a ga-ajọ ọjị gị according to iwu na-achị obodo isi n'ime ya pụta onwe ka eje kpee gị ikpe ekpere onye Corinthians ma ikpe ekpere onye Galatians a na-akọziri gị akọrọ na ntị na Paul the letter wee degalụ ndị Galatians wee gwafa mee nke a ọ na-agwafa according to iwu na-achị obodo fa Paul enweghị ike idesi nwaanyị jee chọọ nwoke ọ ga-anụ because na ọ bụrụ etu ndị a si eme ọ ga-agwakwa fa according to their culture and tradition so ife ahụ edelụ na Baịbụl ife ekpe n'ikpe bụ ife anụnwa bụ okwu ndị nna anyị fa kwụsị ṅụọ iyi bụ ife mụ na gị nekwasịrị anya taa na-abụ nchọ ime gị ife ọjọọ ncheta datinụ nke ọ onwe ife mma na-asị na ịma na onye a nwanne gị enwe ife asị n'ọkwa ndị Igbo na-egbu onwe fa anyị wezie nọọ Igbo iwetanata aka o nwere ife jikọ mụ na gị asị onye Igbo nke na-ebu ife anwa o nwere ife a bụ okwu ekwu ṅụọ iyi ife ahụ edebelụ dị between me and you ọ ife ahụ bụ nkechi ekechi mụ na gị anya dị bonded nwee ofu okwu nwee nkwekọrịta na etu a ka anyị ga-esi wee na-eme ife so mgbe ọbụla ibriji datin oge ọbụla ibriji datin achị ikpe gị ikpe kpee gị ikpe bikos niile emebi iwu na-achị obodo ebe isi pụta mana imezi maka ụka iwefu ihe dị aṅa irivasi anya ka o sutuo okpukpe gị ị na-emebi iwu God Jehovah God can never recognize you as ezigbo ma o nwere ike nabata gị side nke ya ya ka anyị si gị na Jehovah is not from here. We can't tell much of his name. We don't know. Whatever we attribute to him as name or the meaning of his name is just something we learned from somebody. We can't prove the authenticity. We are not sure. That is never our language. Our language made it categorically clear what its name means. Chukwu, the greatest of all. The greatest of all. If you tell me to be spirit, he is the greatest spirit among the spirits. That is what it is. We are sure. We don't need a white man to come and translate or tell us what it means. We know who it is in our land and the role it's playing, the importance of Chukwu in our community or in our settings. We are sure. So when you come to tell me about Jehovah, about Jesus, and I'm telling you, I am not accepting this because it doesn't streamline with my upbringing and what my people has been living on, or the principles guiding my land and guiding my people. everybody can see, is evidently clear that Igbo man is different from Yoruba man by the looks, in our mannerism, in our culture, in everything. We are nothing, we are not close to anything. We are different people, only living together by one name called Nigeria. We are just maintaining that neighbor. We are just neighbors, friends. We are not brothers. We don't look alike. This is not a message of division, but we all know the truth. That's why the name is Yoruba. My own is Igbo. It is only an Igbo man that is my brother. So I am a different person from a Yoruba man. Hausa man is different from me. We have nothing in common. Why I can be tried in Abuja is because of the fact that I live in Nigeria, and they will try me according to the constitution which is being operated here in Nigeria. You can't try me with a constitution of Ghana. I didn't commit any crime in Ghana. Therefore, as long as I commit a crime in Nigeria, I will be tried according to the law governing Nigeria. That is why when I'm in Nigeria, I must live according to the dictates of the law and abide by the principles. That is it. So when the Bible is now pointing out to you, saying, when a sinner will turn around, turn away from his wicked ways and do that which is right according to the law, then you will will come alive again, or whichever way you can translate it. So, and today you are telling me that Jesus is this, Jesus is that. Now I heard somebody praying. Why I am giving you this message tonight? I saw a woman praying, saying, who is that man that wants you dead? Who is that person that seeks your this, who wants you to go down, this, that? I command, I say this and that. I look at it, I said, exactly, this is that religion we are talking of. Had it been that we are all rooted to our culture has a way to deal with issues like this. Instead of somebody sitting somewhere speaking into this camera now saying, anybody, it is going to be you. Before ever she pronounced that, you have already done something as Onyibo, because you already know no do go except you see yourself as a dumb fuck. If you know that you are a potential, you are an entity. If you know you are an entity, you are sure of yourself, you are material, you should know that neighbor able who go. You don't need anybody to tell you that somebody might want to take your place. Somebody might be envying your position and now clamoring or seeking a way to put you aside and take over. It is done. We are seeing it in a broad daylight. We see it happens. So why would you want to see it until somebody comes to tell you that? If you are a real Igbo man, you should have already known that a day like this will come when somebody will seek to take over your position. It happens that even in your family, they might want to take you out. And once they take you out, enemies will come in, take over and plunder. Before you know, all the children in the house are scattered everywhere. Some are here, some are there, and no more unity anymore. They have come in. They've taken away the Iroko, on whose branches all these birds, animals are perching. That is what we know, and that is how we grew up as Igbos. Now, we are waiting for a certain Jesus that we are not sure of to now sit up and defend us, when you know that who is he coming to defend you from? A fellow human being like you, just that you are not sure of who he is. That is why you need to fortify yourself in whichever way you can. Our ancestors did it. They fortified themselves. They find a way to prove to anybody around them that they are equal to the task. and we consider them strong men who lived before us. Now, what do they leave behind? Paupers. People who are just talking nonsense. You are waiting for, you are relying on his blood has covered you. What blood? Are you a vampire? That is why we are dying every day like chicken. Somebody can just say, wow, you are gone. If we are living according to the dictates of the law of our lands, and you are telling me that somebody will have the mind to go into the marketplace, open his shop, and put poison there, something that is capable of taking out somebody's life, and the entire community is aware that such a thing is being sold in this market, and they are keeping quiet. Our ancestors never did that. Selling this kind of thing in the market is something that is unheard of. Yes. Even back in the days, every native doctor in the community must be identified. Everybody must know what kind of native doctor are you. Are you a diviner? Or are you an orthopedic? Because then we have orthopedics, those ones that repairs the bones. They are still classified. They are dibias. There are certain dibias who specializes in women affairs to see about their fertility. These are dibias. We have dibias in different areas, but the community they came out from must know about them. That's why whenever you come into a certain community and say, please, I'm looking for a native doctor that will look into my issues. I want to make inquiries about my life. They will now tell you either you go to this place or you go to that place. It's because they are well known. And now you went to a certain dibia and tell him that you want him to prepare a charm, and he knows that this is a dangerous one. He tell you, brother, I don't do that. I don't kill people. Some will tell you, I don't commit abortion, because they are so scared of wasting or spilling blood. And when you ask them why, they will tell you that even this ground they are stepping upon is watching them, that it's going to punish them and lay curse upon his own generations. So he doesn't want to become a victim, because he wants to collect money from you and satisfy you. Then he now overlooks the doom that awaits him. So now it's a common trend among the Igbos. That is why we trust each other. I can even travel from my community to a faraway community and even sleep with my two eyes closed, knowing fully well that this is my friend I visited, that nothing wrong will happen to me. He invited me for a certain show, occasion, or whatever celebration going on in his hometown. He now invited me. I attended just like any other person. Then at night, I decided to sleep over. By and by, I even fell in love with a girl I found there. Coming back to my community, I gathered my own and said, please, I want you guys to accompany me. Somewhere, I saw a girl and I want her to be my wife. I want you guys to take me there. Then you take me. It's because of the trust I have for this. And our friendship has skyrocketed into something that is meaningful, which will bring two communities together. And then the friendship continues like that. Ever before you started going there, you should really know, man, anything can happen on the way. Are you even aware that back in the days, you can't travel from Onitsha on foot to Ihiala? Just like that. Like today, you can travel. You can just go freely. Formally, it's not done. You never know the kind of people you meet on the way. Some can kidnap you there. You might not come out alive. Ask questions. There are certain communities along that axis which how can you, except Miji ezigbo thought gbọgbọ gana edu enwe nke a na-akpọ aka mara nje ịgagide otibego n'aka ebe ọhịa ịgbala na nsogbu, the danger is ahead of you, then a branch somewhere. After a while you continue. A na-adị more than careful then. O nwere ife nwoke eji echele onwe ya. That's why they survived. That's why Nafanwela and Fapolo, this is our own. But as here today, when I love Jesus. Who is that man? There is no man. You need know what uncable man. Most of them are women. Who are you tagging man? Obu na achọ dead, let him go. He deserves it. When they check the Jesus to disappoint, you will anya ga na afia. Then you poison or and just like that. But no when you are Bob Tragi about. So okay, so what do? No do. Anyo wafia free for me. Imagine no more if kiss where does your not. Imagine what will happen. Obodo before, in all these communities we came from, what binded them together before was called Ofo. And in our etymology, we have what we call Ofo and the Ogu. Equity and justice. That thing, I wish you, let it happen to me also. If I wish you bad, may bad happen to me. That is Ogu. I need your for. I can't want about for ya. Jidogu, Jidofo. Ofo dile. Ogu dile. Efulia. Ofo dile. Ogu dile. Jidofo Jidogu. I went aga. Then we came together, and then we have this thing. This is how we're going to be doing this. On so day, nobody is allowed to go to the river. That river is our own river. All right? That river is our own river. Nobody will go there. And on that very day, we are going to observe the principles that guides the waters according to the elements that exist in that environment. And we kept to it. That's how we've been doing it. And we are at peace with the people from the other side. Because you can't say you don't know that people are there. Even your church today acknowledged that something is there, which was acknowledged before they came, before the Christianity came. Our ancestors acknowledged it, and we are living freely with them. Before we get to them, we have to make some observation. Like when you are getting to the riverbank, before you step closer, there is something you have to say. If you happen to be among the first people coming to the river in the morning, because back in the days, we visit the stream, we go to the stream to fetch water very early in the morning, so that you'll be able to set out for your daily activities on time. Before the sunrise, if you are a farmer, you would have gotten to your farm before the sunrise. You would have cleared enough. You would have covered a lot of grounds before the sun rises. Whatever you do is usually done in the night. That's why we go to the stream very early in the morning. So it's assumed, or it's well known. It's well known that in this river, people are there. They might not be the same as us, but we need to respect them and observe. Sorry, let me see what happened. Okay. So that's how we were living. That's how we were living. And now, when Jesus Christ came, they say that at the end of the day, or before anything, that they took him to the river. And then they baptized him. That baptism means taking you to the river, dipping you there, and handing you over to the spirit that governs the river. If they don't want you to get connected to the marine spirit, they wouldn't have taken you there. They would have taken you to the mountains. They would have taken you to the bush. They would have taken you elsewhere. But bringing you to the river is because they want to present you to the marine spirit, and you have come to the marine kingdom. That is what it is. And today you are here shouting, every spirit from marine, this, that. Even a fool understands this thing better than you. So they took him there, and they observed the rites fully, which we were doing before now. When we get to the stream early in the morning, we say some certain things. We make a sound. Then we say things like, we are your children from the land. We have come here to fetch water and go. Please take your children and return to your kingdom. let us come and fetch the water. After saying all these things, as you approach closer, you will hear sounds. You will see things falling inside the river. You hear all those things. It happens. If you doubt me, call your father now, ask. Make your research. But if you fail to observe it and walk straight, it's either you came back not able to speak anymore. It happens to a lot of people. Or something happens to you so that you cannot be able to explain to people what you saw. This is not with our eyes we had seen, with our mouths we had, no, you go deaf, you become blind, you become dumb. Ask questions. So now these are the things that governs our land. Knowing it fully well that this is what it is, you cannot break it. So you must be acting or living according to what is observed in this land. That is what that Bible is saying. Now, for you to see that all power still resides with you. Imagine you coming, you spoke to the things that you cannot see. You spoke to the powers that be, powers that governs the kingdom you don't know. You spoke to them and they obeyed you. They left. You came and did your thing and left too. Because you have your powers here on the land. They have their powers in that side. So there is something that was embedded here by our ancestors. That is why we are standing upon it today, to still observe that rights fully. And they listen to us without discriminating, without saying, I don't know them, this, that. They are still observing it. That is to show you that this is what it is. Failure to walk that path, you must have a problem. You have a serious problem, which I've stated out what might happen to you if you refuse to listen or do what you're supposed to do. This is a common principle guiding our land. And we all know these things because we are one people, gathered together by all four. You go to a certain place, they tell you that this village and this village are brothers. They don't intermarry. There is nothing like brothers there. They are not brothers. These are different groups which have decided, okay, you know what? Because you guys helped us to fight our war. You guys helped us to chase away our enemies. You guys helped us to achieve this or to stay in this land in harmony with you. We don't want to marry from you people, and we don't want you people to marry from us. Let us come together and form this brotherhood. We will have one or four. Your people shall not hurt my people, neither shall my people hurt your people. We will do things together, because when we stand together, then we can destroy any other external forces. Together we stand, and they look into it and say, okay, it's fine. What you guys brought to the table is encouraging. Now let's adapt. Then this village will now lay their hands upon the offer and swear that they will always be their brother's keeper. They will neither sleep with their daughters nor take them for marriage. They will always fight for each other, and they shall be known and called so name. In fact, any group from here, any peer group from here and here, will always do things together. Then these other people will come and swear. That offer is what has binded them to make them say we are brothers today. Uranage. Be rest assured that karma will follow you. What is it called again? Calamity will fall upon you, because if I broke why, I don't know what you said is a lie there. Is it a lie that two villages na far kwakolofo? Go and make your research. Now I'm a man, I know what I'm telling you. Onwe efere kana village and a village abụ nwanne. Onwe nne jireje kpọrọ ike mụọ ụmụ na-abụ nke aza village a nke aza village a enwere ụdị ha. In Igbo land before, agwaghị ụdị war agba n'ala Igbo, ị ga-eti mkpu. Onwe mgbe a na-anọkọta ụmụ okorobịa si na another village, invade ya village unu, plunder anya, kpokọsi ụmụ agbọghọbịa unu na, because the fact is they multiply na their own side. Anya na-agwa gị okwu bụ okenye na-agwa gị okwu, and you have to listen. Some part of ana Igbo na-eri mmadụ life, ọ bụrụ ile. Ana Igbo a mụ na gị si, onwe achọghị m ịsụ ya n'oyibo, onwe party na-eri anụ mmadụ a na-eri. So ọ bụrụ na Igbo a sojourner, ị na-eme eke a journey, eventually weta onwe gị na that village, it's obvious that na ịma ana dị ije. ịmana ibu anụ oriri rie egwu ericha akpụkpọ isi gị were eko n'elu a na-agụ mmadụ ọnụ mmadụ ole ka onye a rigoro eji ya na brag. Ọ dị n'ala Igbo o nwe oge oyi eruo vileji nọ nso asị ndị a na kama anyị ga na-enwe nsogbu a ka anyị bụrụzie nwanne akwakọ ọfọ abụrụzie ofu. ị na-asị gị na mụ na onye a nwanne nwere ebe efuru nne ebiri amụọ ọnya ọ na Baịbụl ka ị ya agụta ụdị akụkọ a asị gị na nne na obodo a na nne eji nke a ji nke nne eji onye nọ mgbe a mụrụ onye na-akọrọ gị ụdị akụkọ otu abịa sị gị na Nnewi na nne mụrụ ha ịnọ. O nwere nke na-agwa gị o nwere nke a na-akọrọ gị akụkọ Igbo asị gị na onye nwa na nna ha bụ eri na ọ mụtara nke a mụta nke a anya niile a na-akọ ị na-ege ya ọ mụtara nụzi one ndị mere ịmakwa agba na ijekwa n'ogbe niile efesịkwa na ya abụkwa different people. Ijegide ruo n'otoro Nnewi taa ịbatakwa ịfụsịa na onwesịrị afọ ya si nọ n'ime ebe a o nwere ya na ibia bụ ofu ejire bịa onye ejire bịa fọm tugeda. Anyị enwe ụlọ ihe aga na gọvanọ anyị ya ka eji kwakọ ọfọ maka ijekwa na vileji anyị fụ na onwere ndị a sị na ha bụ ụmụazị nwee ndị agha sị na ndị nke aka ha ya emetụ ọfọ nọọ ndị a discrimination adịkwa dị a esikwa kwesị na ofu nne nalụ nwaanyị na-enwe ode ha n'ala Igbo. There is no search. Ofu nne mụrụ nke a mụọ nke a ha zazi afa nna ha azakesizi ya na villages ọkwa ya mana ya anụ na-enwere abụọ o nwere obodo a na-akpọ abụọ ijuo na Mbaise efu na abụọ na ya ịbata na Delta steeti kịta abụọ na ya ka ọ bụ ofu nne ka ha bụ ụmụnne nwaanyị ha ji wee nọkọsizi one a naghị eme kọmiti no ị na-achọ ka ifu emume ha na-eme bụ na dade ndị ebutu ọfọ ndị a na-eme ka ihe ọnị mana ha bụ nwanne ụdị ya adọrọ inode. So na ihe ahụ bụ ihe jikọrọ mụ na gị ahụ na-abụ ọfọ ka eji wee kwa anya ọfọ a bụ ebe a ka okwu mụ na gị dị ya bụ evidence that na anyị mekọrọ ife dị ona ụbọchị a ga-eme mmemme dị anyị ebupụta ọfọ a debịa ị na-ene ọfọ ahụ anyị ma anọ ife a jikọrọ ndị a anyị anọrọ na-eme ya ka anyị si wee debịa ogbe dị ona ga-abịa mee ife dị ona ogbe dị ona ga-abịa mee ife dị ona ogbe dị ona ga-abịa mee ife dị ona ogbe dị ona ga-abịa mee ife dị ona. Ị bịakwa efu na ekele oke a n'ogbe a ka olu inye anyị representative dị ona after ogbe a na the next people ebe nke a ga-esi pụta abụzi n'ogbe a akparị akpa nwe agreement. Ogbe ahụ a sị gị na aga eweta ebe a iruo n'ogbe a efukwa n'ọkwa different blocks different families nọkwa dị a n'ime families a ị ga-anụ na ndị nke a si Imo steeti wee bịa na Anambra ịnụ na ndị nke a si Anambra wee bịa ebe dị ona ha ka ọlụ gị akụkọ ya fụ na ya na-asị gị na anyị bụ nwanne a bụ ọfọ ahụ anyị kere eke. So as long as ọ bụ na ọfọ ahụ ejikọgo mụ na what we need to do is ime ife ekpe n'ikpe ife anyị ekpe n'ikpe bụ ife anyị kwuru n'ọtụtụ mbụ okwu ekwuchalụ ṅụọ iyi ife ekwetara wee kwa dị ọfọ a wee dị ka anyị mee ife anyị ekpe n'ikpe na ezi omume ka mkpụrụ obi anyị wee dị ndụ na mkpụrụ obi dị ndụ bụ na ị mara ịnọ at peace with all man. Mgbe na nwụzi onye si na ọ ga-ebu ife dịrị ya na ịnwa na onwe ya na-akpọ obere egbu m ọ bịara egbu m ya gbuo onwe ya ajọ osi ọ na-abụ ajọ ọgwụ ọ bụrụ ajọ ọgwụ maka na ọ bụrụ na ime anya aha bịa egbuo ogu bisegwu anyị ji nọrọzie taa na-echezi onye bịa igbu ogu ka Jizọs bịa gbuo ya. Mmadụ one ka ị nụ na Jizọs gbuo o gbuo na mmadụ one osi ọ na-egbu ndị ọjọọ wee kanụ na be anyị na-eme ya anyị ji onwe anyị n'ọrụ untimely death n'ihe niile n'aka anyị ka o si. We cannot deny the fact na anyị masị na anyị mara ife na-eme we all know. So nke ị ga-eme attribute ajọ nwaanyị mgbe ụfọdụ ọ bụrụ ajọ nwaanyị gburu ọ bụrụ ya gburu ọ ga ya chọọ ihe gburu gị jọọ nwee ike irie na casting enwere ike imere ihe ekpere n'ikpe iso na ndị na-alụlụ aka yene m ọgọdọ mmadụ adapụ mmadụ agbaga tụtụlụ ukwu mmadụ adapụ mmadụ agbaga tụtụlụ nwunye mmadụ adapụ, mmadụ agbaga tụtụlụ, aga agwa ya ọwaba anya, aga agwa ya ọmịba ọkpọ, aga agwa ya ọbaba mba, m ga-afụ n'anya wee kwee kata ma mfụ n'anya nne ya. Iyololo iyo, iyololo iyo, iyololo iyo. Egwu dị a. Enwere ike imezi ihe ekpe n'ikpe, ị na-alụlụgharị aka na-alụ one or two, nwunye gị na-achakwa gịrị ọkụ amakwa, mana o nwere arụrụ a na ị na-alụ, ịnwụfu ebo ya n'onwe anyị. Anyị wepụta time wetuo anya na nene onwe anyị ọfụma, ya fụ na Bible anyị na-ene anya from beginning to end, all this quotation a ka ọ ya bụ ijide aka win everything. You need Jesus to survive here. Jesus is not of here. Ogba is not of the world. I have overcome the world. Ogbago egwu nke ya waa. Ịnọkwa here ka ekwe onwe gị n'ọkụ waa. Akwa St. Peter akwesịrị onwe ha n'ọkụ. Ekwenu nke gị St. Emeka. Kwee nke gị. Peter nọ na-eche Jesus. Ifuru ebe ọ na-command fire afa Jesus bla 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 bla. Everything adro. Now you go do am yourself. O nwere ovu nnụnụ mfụ na afọ m that video ọsọsịa m. Edebe glass dị ona. Wee gbanye mmiri. Dị nnụnụ wee tie ọnụ ka ọ ṅụọ dị mmiri. Bik ya elu ụrọ ebe mmiri a dị. Ọ try ya ode erumudi ya. Ọ tụgharịa tụtụrụ okwute dị na atụghị na glass ya. Tikwa ọnụ ya still ọlụba. Ọ na-atụ ụtazi okwute ahụ, malụ na ọ tụnye okwute ahụ agbadaa na push odi mmiri a nọrọ n'elu. Ka ịfụkwa sensi ahụ. Osi ọ na-atụ igide okwute adịzịa naanị mmiri agbago n'elu ọṅụọ mmiri. Iwere ife ụmụnne anyị kpọrọ nwa Christians na-eme. They cannot think ihe anyị eme to achieve this result. Rather, they will rely on Jesus, waiting for Jesus to come and feed them. Give us this day our daily bread. Or say that God, He that is giving you, now according to the book of Philippians, that He is able to do what you say, that He will supply you according to all His riches in Christ Jesus. It is that He will supply you all your needs according to His riches in Christ Jesus. I know your man. That's why you are waiting upon the Lord. He just able to tell us that they that wait upon the Lord. That they that wait upon the Lord, they go see a hand doors on the back. Careful the meaning. They that wait upon the Lord, nature master ya. You mean Rudia? They are not in nature master. Otu in nature Jesus. They shall renew their strength. Kewata na strength ga self ni ka need renew maka na the battle kanokwa before the savior na abia. The battle ahead, you must be waging the battle even as you wait. That they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with new wings as eagle. They shall run, but they will never faint. They will walk, and they will never weary. I don't know if you are getting the point. So when you have renewed your strength, that's the only time you can mount up with new wings as eagle. I have heard the story of eagle that when it gets to a certain stage, the beak will no longer be sharp. Then it's either it dies off or it goes back to the mountain where it will spend 150 days. To renew everything, it will continue hitting the beak until it sharpens again, because as it ages, the beak begins to narrow or to curve. So it's no longer sharp. For it to feed now is a problem. You wonder why is it that when the chicken is feeding, it keeps like scratching the beak all the time. It keeps scratching. It's only making it to become sharp. So now for you to mount up with new wings as eagle, it takes you a lot. You have to renew your strength. So you are not going to relent. You are not going to start saying, I'm relying on Jesus, casting all my gaze upon Jesus because He's coming. He's not coming anywhere now. Start fighting your battle while you wait for Him, because people have waited for Him for too long and He's not here. So He's telling you that He's on your own time that He will come. then that is when it requires that thing you are telling me that you need your eyes to be open. That is a statement of a layman, a stupid man. So now we have to renew our strength. Renewing your strength means that thing that makes you a man, you must renew it and make it to continue to happen even better than it was. Whatever relationship that exists between you and anybody, you have to renew it and make it intact. Those things that you used to be where you are, you have to renew them, or else your light will go off. They will extinguish you, because there are people who doesn't want your shine. They want to cover it at all costs. So while you are waiting for something to happen, for your Savior to visit you, for Jesus to come, you need to be doing something. You can't just say we are waiting. So why do we have Johnny Walker? He says if you can crawl, crawl. If you can walk, continue walking. If you must run, run. Just keep walking, keep moving. You're not going to be here. You can't be here. It's either you are there or you are there. You must be moving. So everything that makes you who you are is supposed to be renewed at all times. Even snakes. It gets to a point that the snake must shed its skin and become new again. Everything about it start working afresh. Look at prostitutes. No matter how much they are making in that hotel, after a little while, they must change, because they know that change is what is constant. They need to change hotel. When they get there now, it comes with another challenge. They are meeting new girls that they don't know before. So they need to put up something new. Before you change the hotel, you go for shopping, you buy new clothes, so that when you get there, because you don't know the kind of customers that comes there, you need to look different, you need to look good. So they change, they renew everything about them. Even moving into that hotel, they know that most of them, they are using jazz. So in order for somebody not to cover you up, you need to fortify yourself, whichever way. We are Africans. We are building fortress before now. Fortress mustn't be to fortify your community. You are your own community. Out of you, a community will come. So if you don't fortify this community, which is yourself, your body, then they will plunder. The same way they sent spies to Jericho and then later took over. The same way they will still send spies. Things that are fighting you are many. A lot are the battles of a strong man. Your households can be the war you are fighting. They are enough to bring you down, because your household consists of human beings that house a soul. Most of them has different spirits which might not align with yours. So the battle will continue. Some of them will go out one day, do one or two things, and come back home with something which will affect you guys here. And you see that things are not happening, that things are falling apart. Instead of you to, like the man, monitor what is happening, take a step, and then they will reveal to you that one of your sons went somewhere and he committed what. Ask him. Then you come back and ask your child, what did you do? He will tell you that, I'm sorry, I was scared, I don't know how to say it. So thing happened the other day, I don't know what to do. Then as the man of house, it's not a shouting or match, it's not a match. You are not shouting, you are not fighting. Bring him closer so that he can gain your confidence and open up the more. Then you know how to continue fighting your battles. The battle is not over until the day you go down. So you continue to fortify everywhere. It's not only you must still fortify your children. These are that community which are coming out from you. So our ancestors have been doing it for years. When it gets to our own, we are lazy. Look at us now complaining about commodities being on the high rise. Every day the foodstuffs is something you can't even buy. This, that. Why wouldn't we suffer it? We will suffer the more. We have not followed the due process on survival in this world we are in. If we have followed the due process, we won't find things difficult like this. I know, growing up in our communities, every household, every family has cash crops. Let me start with that. In all our farms, we have palm trees there. Some families may have up to 50 palm trees altogether. And with these 50 palm trees, they are visiting the market, selling it all the time. and that is raking in money into the family. So now they don't even have any need to go and buy oil in the market. They have oil in their house. So the money you would have used to buy oil, you now use it to buy something else. Every family has farmland where they cultivate, they plant. I can think of is found in their farms. So at the end of the day, after the harvest, they have enough food in the house. Nobody's buying food stuff. So why would I go and start buying yam for 10,000, a tuber of yam 10,000, when I know in my father's barn we have surplus of it? You cross to the other compound, they have. The other compound have. So who is complaining of hunger here now? Of all this, you just want to cast me, Abby. I know, just to cast me and nothing more. Network. So onye ọbụla na bie. That's why, remember the last time I was saying all this whole issue of you running to church and now somebody's asking you to pray against this, pray against this. Come, let us pray against marine kingdom, let us pray against poverty, let us pray against whatever. So somebody's directing you on what to ask for. You don't have a word of your own, and then at some point they ask you, okay, whatever you are expecting of God, begin to talk now. And that supplications you are making then cannot exceed 2 minutes. So when I look at you and tell you that this thing is not crossing anywhere, it's not gonna change anything about you, because you are not focused. These are things of the spirit. There's a way to bring up the spirit. That's why when you go to church, you see that they even stole our concept of making instruments to sing unto God, because you want to make the spirit now to rise. What is different from what our ancestors were doing and what you guys are doing now? Our ancestors discovered that with gong, something can happen. Today you are using organ in your church. It's the same gong we are using. So today you don't know that all things are evil, but you are using them in your whatever. Since you tag Omena and everything about Omena are evil, we were using all these things to like woo the spirit, to charge the atmosphere, so that Eke, Uri, and for Unko that we are calling, every atmosphere will be fully charged now, and things will happen, because you are now going into the spirit now. Hence we tag our masquerades, we tag them spirits. Even that masquerade can do what you never expected in a twinkling of an eye. That's why sometimes when the masquerade is on, you see that even those ones who are men of this village, they are running away from it. They don't want to incur its wrath. And even when you check those men who gathered there for this mangu or whatever, the masquerade, they are all fortified, because sometimes somebody who has been targeting you might even want to use the opportunity and annihilate you. So you still show him, I am a man, I am a community, I am a nation, I am a tribe. That's what it stands for. So our strength lies within our borders. We house them. We are in control. We take charge of our destiny. We control our life. But today, everything, our gates, our borders are porous. Everything is open, because we are looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of your faith. And I quit. That's why somebody will sit somewhere and start commanding on your behalf to remove the debt, instead of you to stand up for yourself and see how you can challenge that thing one-on-one. Face me, I face you. If you know that you are, bring it on. Face me. Today, every night you are awake shouting, Jesus, come and fight for you. Angel, this fight for you. This one, have mercy on you. This. So which one can you do on your own? Even a common bird, animal, is looking for solution on how to feed, on how to survive under this thing. He's not there waiting for God. Normally, ordinarily, if it was a Christian, it will be there facing heavens, shouting, God, give me this. God, I want this. God, I want this. Even God, you are asking God for your children's school fees. You are asking God for transport money. You are asking God for... The only thing you don't ask God is pussy you can fuck. everything. Hey, tell me, go down on your knees and talk to God. Everything, go down on your knees and talk to God. Even your own life, you are gambling. The more reason I asked you the other day, call Jesus, tell him to return this your life. Manage it for a little while before you transfer. If you cannot do well, you can give it back. But manage it first on your own. Manage it and see the benefit of one managing himself. You can't be a pauper for life. Stand like a man. So many men died and the family lost a breadwinner because he lost God. He didn't do what he was supposed to do, where he was busy looking unto Jesus. And then in Igbo adage, he says that onye chi na-azọ na-azọ onwe ya. Afa mmadụ bụ chi na-azọ. Onye chi na-azọ na-azọ onwe ya. You could even that animal running for its life because lion wants to tear it apart and eat. The lion is hungry, created by God. And then God must allow it to feed or else it will die. And it's not doesn't give God pleasure that all the things it created are dying of hunger. And you know that these are carnivorous. They are not herbivorous. It must feed on flesh. And that animal running for its life is still looking unto God. God save me. So if you were God, what will you do? When I watch Animal Planet, somebody will see where the lion wants to eat maybe the calf. And people will be like, why even the cameraman, we are standing there. What do you want cameraman to do? The cameraman wants you to see what is happening. He's not here to interfere. If you deny the lion his food, okay, the lion decide to eat you now, what will happen? God created them too. That's why I tell you that when you go to play a soccer match, Enyimba is playing Enugu Rangers, and now Rangers are praying. Enugu, these ones are praying. You are praying to the same God. If you were that God, these people are calling now, what will you do? No, what will you do? I've given you instances from time to time to buttress my point. Somebody went into the academy, military academy, and it took him how many years to come out of military academy, and then at the end of the day he became a full-fledged soldier. As a full-fledged soldier, the family is now happy, at least that they have an officer in their house, and this officer was assigned a pistol. Officer returned home. In fact, he goes to work from home in the night. Some little armed robbers in the community were by his gate trying to push down the gate, and all the military, all that the soldier could do was to call the captain, the boss, saying there are all these criminals here, they are in my gate, this, that. If I was the captain you are calling, I will consider you an evil. I will even be tempted to delete you in the barracks, because I don't see the reason why you're a soldier. I don't even know why you have a gun in the first place. What is that gun doing? Is it for what? Is it for ever? Is it for Gary? Obi. You are given that choice to build and to destroy. There is time for everything under the earth. Time to save and time to delete. Time to plant and time to reap, to harvest. There is time for everything. It's not everybody that deserves to be here. That same way you should understand that even as we have carnivorous and herbivorous, it still exists among people. Since you know that some people feed on human flesh, so what are you saying? Are you the one that made them? Because you are not eating flesh doesn't mean that someone else is not eating. That a lion doesn't eat grass, does it make other animals not to eat grass? The animals are eating grass. Some are even eating ants. This is how it is. It exists among human beings. There are those ones you call the vampires. You think they don't exist? When they haven't sucked your blood, they cannot rest. When they look at you, all they want is kami on your obra. ọkụ ya ọtapụghị imi ya ọ bụla ọ fụrụ ọ ya atapụrịrị ya ka ọ bara agụ tapụ n'ala oge a ka ahụ ya eri ya. There are people like that. Now you are praying and this one is praying, so who will God grant his prayers? The only thing is, Oga, you are a footballer, you guys have played together as a team for long, and this one same, come here, let us see what you can do. Give us your best. Give us your best. All right, this is the arena. Go ahead, let's see what you can do. This is now when you can come and show your skill. Display that skills that you have. Let's see the talent. In that way, you will emerge a winner. Somebody goes into the house of BB Niger, and at the end of the day, one person came out victorious. Was that person praying? Check his life. Throughout the duration of that program, was he praying? He wasn't the prayer warrior in that house, but he won. What is required is your skill, your talent, your agwo. Your agwo is there to prove it. That is the essence of agwo. That is where agwo comes to play. You see why you don't play with your life? That all these things, you are making them come alive. Your agwo is there. So how will you know the strength you have? Everything must be activated. You are not just going to sit and wait for Jesus. Is it Jesus that will activate your agwo for you? Or you don't know that your agwo is the skill that you came to this life with? Jesus is not going to do it for you. Everything is there. Your agwo is there. Chigu no there. Ekeronia. So let's see what you are doing. Atura pugogo, you're on a battlefield. In a man, Can you say your fellow human being? I can't get all that top. Boyan is weak. Abuno buka ibuya then ibuya Jesus says ya bia gbuologo mmadụ ọsịsa aka ya yetoba nyanwa boya de mo ego eri na ogburu mmadụ ma ọ bụ ya ka a na-achụgharị nke ka a na-achụ nke nwachi igbu ije kpọọ ebiri kpata na ọ da-abịa ịmụsị anya abalị kwugherichi ejikwa ife onye ahụ bụ enemy gị ị na-agbagharị enemy every day enemy gbuo na enemy a ka onye ọbụla zuo ike ihe ekwe ndị nebọla ha ụla onye na-eghe anya ugbo na-abụ ọ bụrụ enemi onye na-eghe anya ugbo lịtọ ọ bụrụ enemi ị na-aghọrị onwe gị aghọrị na you are just deceiving yourself. So waiting for Jesus is just in a you are wasting your time. Stop waiting, start acting, take full control of your life so that your agwo can make something for you, can bring in money for you. Show your skill, show your talent, show what you are made of, show us what you are up to. What are you bringing to the table shouldn't be applicable to women alone. Some women are better than their husbands. Their husbands are women just moving around with amu akwelianik. Amu ona Bugari. Oji amu eji egg. Onye ogbo amu. Ogbo amu. Arapụghị iburu ya gbee mmadụ n'ike. Ọ ihe dị mmụ ya. Ebugharị amu. Yes, now let the best man win. That is what it is. That is what it is. Let the best man win. Jesus has nothing to do here. Or any business to do here. God has no business here. God has his own issue to deal with in the heavens. Yes, here on earth, this is your own platform where you are expected to be the Lord, where you are expected to command respect. Even in the Bible, he told you, go ye into that world, multiply, take over, subdue the land, take advantage. And after giving you all these instructions, he empowered you by giving you spirit of boldness. And after that, he gave you that skill, which is your agwo. He didn't stop there. He still gave you brain to discern between the truth, the good and bad. That is that tree of knowledge which you heard that Eve ate, and after that they gave it to Adam to know between good and the evil. And today you are here to know the good and the evil. So why are you still waiting for God to come and direct you after it has shown you? Because you cannot tell me you don't know what is good. You know what is good and what is bad. By the time you went behind to go and tarnish the image of your guy, you know it's bad. Even your mind was telling you not to do it, but because of money, because of favor you gain from there, you chose to do it. Don't come and say you don't know. So God has given you that mind to know the truth, to say the truth, and to live by the truth. But you chose to do otherwise. So whatever comes out of it is up to you. Is up to you. You must accept it because you wanted it. You subscribed for it. You subscribed. That is why you must wait for the outcome. We all know the truth. Everybody knows the mother's name. You are just calling her mama. It's not as if you don't know her name. It's you that chose to. We all know the truth. So handing your life to Jesus and all that jargons is nonsense. My friend, give your life to Jesus. Shut up. What do you mean by give your life to Jesus? That is a slogan to make you an idiot. Give your life to this. Give your life to this. See how men are just going down every day. People are just misbehaving, acting like mugus. Igbo man is no longer an Igbo man. That's why an Igbo man is here crying, crying, shaking, panicking because of Fulani man. As what now? The Fulani man to invade the Igbo land, and Igbo is shaking. And you say that this is Igbo tribe, which is revered everywhere in the world. Come on, man. Are you not going to tell yourself the truth? Is it like we don't have warriors anymore? No, we don't have warriors anymore. In Igbo land, we have them, but who is going to bring them out? Going there means you must come to equity with a clean hand. How many people will now want to come there with clean hands? Do they have a clean hand? Their hands are soiled with blood. Their hands are soiled with bitterness. Their heart is filled with bitterness. Darkness has beclouded their senses. No conscience anymore. Some of those kings or Igwes or whatever you see, autonomous Igwes, this and that, they all killed one or two. They all did some sudden nonsense before they could mount that seat of power. Quest for power. So you see that they are not qualified to come there. Entering in that holy land means that their death is around because they are inviting it. If you don't want it, stay away. That is why we will continue to shake. We will continue to panic at the mention of Fulani in our butches. Did you see that? That's it, that people cannot stand up, say something, and things will happen. But do you have that moral ground to do it? You don't. Some of the cultures that made us rich, some of those cultures that make people look unto us like these people are exceptional, those things, the principle that guides them, we are no longer keeping to them. Some of our brothers have slept with their half-sisters that came from the same family with them. Some have gone to their maternal home, slept with their maternal uncles' daughters, their own distant cousins. They have done all those things. And those curses are following them up and down. And they can never say they don't know that there's a consequence. It's a lie. You know. When they told you that this is your sister, there's a reason. You have no dealing with your sister. Anything that will get you to, begin to look at her twice, you must fight that thought. You must fight that spirit. Remove it from you. See her like you're same. So we all know all these things. Every action has retribution. You know what is to follow. That there is what is called curse placed upon anyone that violates these rules. You know before you did it. So you find that most people around here have all soiled their hands in one bad thing or the other. So they are not proud again to come out and say this, that, or let's go to the social place. Let's go and unearth this. Let's go and activate this power. You go to our villages, you see that most of the aloses, which are once powerful and revered, are just dormant there. Who is going to go and activate it? It's not about activating it. It's by keeping the principle, feeding it, tending to it, and seeing that everything works out fine. You won't go there. Because when you go there, it might demand that for it to be able to give you this or do this, do that, it needs so thing. And for the fact that you committed so thing some time ago, they will use you to appease it. You see, you have just invited problem for yourself. Now you won't stand it. So it's better you don't even try to activate it. And somebody will be like, if it's that powerful, so why is it like it's there? Who is going to go there to activate it? It's not activated. You can, if you like, buy iPhone 15 for 3 million naira. It's useless until you've activated it. If there's no SIM card that has data in it, that phone is not going to work. The phone can only function when you have touched the screen, put your SIM card, dial a call, then it comes to life. The same way you see all those LOCs there. You must go there, appease it, do what you need to do, and it is activated. You see, it started working. This is how our ancestors did it. There are even a certain people, community, a tribe that attends to it. The same way you hear of the Levites in Israel. We have same people in Igbo land. The people that tends the LOCs, they are the ones that keep the place clean. They sweep everywhere. They feed it. When it comes to slaughtering of this, when it comes to this, they are the ones doing it. And in a situation where a sacrilege was committed in that community, there is a certain tribe that is called to come and do the ablution or the cleansing ritual. There are certain people that comes there and perform it. We have laid down policies and rules, principles guiding us. And the very moment you deviated from it, you are among those people who have turned away from those things. So you equally answer to all those things you neglected, the laws you violated, the laws of the land. You must answer to it, and whatever comes out of it must come to bear upon you. And when you die, the funny part of it is that when you are no longer here, it transfers to your children. And when those ones goes, it still continues with the other one. That's why even the Bible says that God said in his own book, it says, I will visit the sins of the fathers upon their children, the second generation, third, even unto the fourth generation. You know how many years that is fourth generation. So the sins of the fathers continues on their children until fourth generation of those wicked generation. But it says, I will have mercy upon thousands and thousands of generations of those that loves me and keep to my laws. So if you keep to the laws of this land, there is a blessing coming after you, which will come to bear upon you, your household, your children and children, and it continues in your lineage. And that's why people, when they see that there is that blessing in that lineage, people from different communities want to come and marry from your family, so that the blessing will still transcend to their own side. That's why I'm telling you that even pouring away the wine on your traditional marriage day is so wrong. You don't understand. Once you are violating that thing, you are not keeping to the laws of this land, and the Bible is against you. So I'm telling you that Christians cannot be found in the church because they cannot tell you the exact truth. Everything is about God. Even if you want to attribute it to God, I tell you that once you violate the laws of this land, the land you are stepping upon, it has principle. Once you have violated it, you must continue to suffer. The land, one is that you will never murder any human being. He doesn't want the blood of anybody to touch it because it produced you. So he's not going to accept the blood of his child. That is what it means. Anebo afọ. Anebo afọ. Afọ. Nyabo ane. Anebo the bowel of the earth. And when they say that out of the earth you came, and unto the earth you shall return, you were made out of that. This is where you came from. And so your mother cannot, she will never be happy to receive a blood of her child. No ways. That's why you don't murder people. If you kill someone, that person, you see that punishment will follow you. Even as you are roaming about, if you eventually dies, they will never bury you in the ground. They will just throw your body into the bush. You will remain there because because this ground doesn't want you. It rejected you the very day you made that thing. And when they throw you away, there you see the animals will come, jackals will come, or even udere, vulture will come there to devour your carcass. That's how they finish you. You must keep to the laws of this land. Everything is not about the Bible. Chineke Chukwu gave us each way, the way to go about life, what to keep to and what not to keep to. The principles guiding this ground we are marching upon, the principle that guides the marine kingdom, the rivers, the principle that guides the forests. Even in the forest, you can't just walk into the forest anytime, any day you want. Even when hunters come from different places to come and hunt in your community, they call the elders. The elder speaks to them and tell them, on so day you are not allowed to go into the forest. And even in the farm, there is a principle, there is a law that guides it. Before you start farming in a year, there is a ceremony that will take place. After that ceremony, people can now go and plant. After planting again, there's another ceremony that is taking place to give thanks to the land and to the spirit, which is the spirit that controls the growth of crops that we have in our farms. The spirit that is responsible for the growth. That is why when the rain is not falling, there is something that should be done so that the rain will fall. We have rainmakers, and sometimes it's difficult to draw the rain. They will continue, and you see that diviners will be there. They will be finding solution, or else all the crops in the farm will die off, and it will affect the animals also, the livestock we have. How do they feed? So something has to be done. You have now to consult and consult and consult until you find out what to do. And once it's done, you see a different thing will happen. This is how we were living, and everything was fine. We were not even inviting Jesus into our shows. We were able to sustain. We were able to survive. We were able to stay strong till this day. We preserved our lineage. We preserved our culture. We preserved everything about us, even our language and tradition. And today, now, you are like, Jesus, this, Jesus, that. Hey, what for Jesus? Jesus actually came to destroy you. And not destroy our mentality. And finally, the same thing they wanted to achieve, they succeeded. Ekele olu eke. Ekele olu eke. The four corners of the earth, the elements, therefore, nwelu principles na guide fa. Ọnwa nwelu time o ji eti nke otisi ọ nakpue. Ijele na mmọnwụ azọ ada azọ ọgba azọ. Etu aka ọ dị. So mmọnwụ ama apụtasị na ijele ama agba. And ijele ama apụtasị na mmọnwụ ama agba na onye abụ ejesi ọgwụ. No. Ijele esi na ọsọ gị ngwa everyday achọ gba mmọnwụ pụta. Which na ọmụ emenwu ya. Egbe ife a na-akwado ijele akwado wee pụta. Mana egbe agụ na ekwesịrị itie nke gị nakpuo onye ọzọ etie. Ịpụtazie were Jizọs gbachabazie na Jizọs bụ ihe niile. It doesn't work like that. Ekele ọlụ eke. Afọ cannot say no esi a ga-anọ na orie ama anọ. Orie ga-anọ, afọ anọlụ, egbe belu ugo belu. You can't come and tell me na onye abụ the only begotten son. Are you okay? Then I'm what? Begotten son. I'm a slave now. And you now turn this and tell me you are serving God. Why should I serve? We serve which God? Me. Serve. I can't now. I can't serve. I'm not a slave. It's not possible for me to serve a God. Which God will? No. God who can't serve a God now. A God who cannot serve a God. Me, I'm a God. Which God do you want me to serve? I can't even serve a spirit because I'm greater than it. I am two combined together. Spirit is one. But I'm spirit and soul. Yes. This is body and a spirit. That spirit is useless without my body. That's why some spirit will act when people have gone to bed and sleep. They will come and wear your body and go and act somewhere. You should tell mmadụ n'ozi chọrọ ya ka ịwara owere eyi anụ arụ ajara atịsi tụ apụkwara gị arụ tetụla na otu dịsịa week ịmara erigo erie na o nwere ike o jiri je saa efere ịpụta na otu ọnụ ga na-esi ọ na-iji wee je saa efere na-egwu ekwu ịmụkwa na ị na edeghị Igbo eze ụmụ iyo daalụ ebe a ka m nweta program a na-esi njedebe anyị akụghị ya 1 hour plus now. Thank you so much. Ndị nọ na TikTok na watch m daalụ anyị ga-afụ n'echi. Good night. Spider web bido mminati ka dị n'echi.